Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. So today's video will focus on Block, previously Square, ticker symbol SQ. It's a company I've been covering on this channel for a long time, and currently I'm having a little internal debate with myself whether or not I should be adding to my position or should I sell, should I just sit on my hands and do nothing. Not because the stock price is down a lot, it's actually down 40% if you bought it today, but 5 years ago. Now, year to date, as you can see here, it's down 15%. In the last 3 months, it's down 18%. And since 1 year ago, down close to 25%. But if we look at all the metrics here, price to earnings, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow, we can clearly see that it is cheaper than its mean in the last 5 years. Now, that said, there are some issues with the company right now. It's still not profitable. We've talked about that before. Every single quarter, it's basically a guess whether or not net income is going to be up, down, worse than before, better than before. I mean, we're going to have a look at that a bit later again in this video, but currently, as you can see, it's cheaper than before. So they have that. It's a current market cap of $32.5 billion. And if you look at the analyst estimates for sales for fiscal year 2023, they expect growth of 22% year over year. Fiscal year 2024, deceleration 13.3%, and delta with fiscal year 2025, just under 13%. That's for sales. For EPS, growth is much better. Fiscal year 2023, 71.8% growth. Fiscal year 2024, 41.6%, and then fiscal year 2025, 28.52%. Now, we've seen that with many companies that EPS growth for the next coming years are estimated to increase and grow faster than sales. Why is that? Well, cost cuts. So recently, Block has a talk with Goldman. We've had here some comments from the CFO and COO. But first of all, thank you to Selena and Nico for becoming members of this channel. Thank you very much. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. We're well on our way to reach 30,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for all the support. So Block decided to let its lease expire this month at its former San Francisco HQ. We've wound down certain real estate locations on the West Coast. I think you'll see us make more decisions like this in the future. Now, other expenses are also on the chopping block, the CFO said on Wednesday. We are pulling back on hiring in a much more meaningful way than we had intended in this year, and certainly than in prior years. We had intended to grow headcount by about 10% this year. We believe we'll come in south of that. There are a number of different areas across discretionary spend where we can get more efficient and still continue to invest in our business in ways that drive growth for our customers and therefore for our business. We already identified incremental efficiency opportunities for this quarter and for the year, and you'll see us do much more of that work. Now, Block, parent of Square, Cash App, and Afterpay, also reorganized its sales teams to focus on specific industries. Now, this is again something typical of a Jack Dorsey organization. I mean, to me, this was a no-brainer thing to do a long time ago. What is it? Well, historically, our sales team has been a smaller team that is largely generalist based, so an account executive could have been talking to a beauty salon in the morning or restaurant in the afternoon and a bakery in the evening, and would have been expected to know all of the various needs that each of those different sellers would have. What we are doing now is we've created both an inbound and outbound sales team with account executives who are specialized in each of the verticals to be able to go deep. Now, to me, I mean, if you build the products, if you build and show the offerings, this was the first step. Sales teams that know how to work, sales teams that know how to explain, know what the customers want. I mean, this is sales teams building 101. And here is again one of the reasons why I'm debating on whether or not to hold, to sell, to buy something else. I've been critical of Jack for a long time, but what happened at the end of this week with Square, I mean, and the way they handled it, it's inexcusable, to be honest. So they say here, since around noon PT on Thursday, sellers have been unable to access accounts or process payments due to a system outage within Square. We know you trust us with your business, and these situations add challenges to running your operations. For that, we are truly sorry. I mean, it's not that they trust you, they've basically lost tens of thousands of dollars in sales. The only thing that they get is a post here and a half-baked excuse. Then some 15 hours later, we can confirm that Square payment processing services have been restored. Thank you for bearing with us as our team got functionality back up and running. We apologize for the inconvenience this disruption caused to your business. Once the outage has been fully investigated, we plan to publish a full review of this issue and determine what steps we can take to prevent it from happening again. I mean, how is this helpful? Imagine you're a business and for 15 hours you cannot run your business. You're basically losing money, and the only thing that you get back is 2 posts, an excuse, and then a promise that when everything will be investigated, you'll get a full review, a full explanation as to why you lost that much money during 15 hours of work time. I mean, where's the compensation? How are we going to prevent this in the future? This is horrible. In my opinion, this is mismanagement at its best. Now, moving on to something a bit more, let's call it positive, and that's the growth rates of this business. We've seen in the past gross profit increasing quite nicely. Last quarter, that's 27% year over year. Square gross profit 18% year over year. Cash App grew 37% year over year. And then here the big issue, you can clearly see it, right? Operating income still a loss, net income still a loss. I mean, it's been fluctuating up, down, up, down. It's not very predictable, of course, with what we've seen before with the cost cuts. We hope to see this improve. Now, looking at the pattern here, next quarter should be a quarter of either break even or pretty close to break even. Now, when you look at adjusted EBITDA, that has increased 105% year over year, so that's fine. They're also saying that we should focus on adjusted EBITDA right now because that shows the better picture of the business. Okay, fine, but hey, I don't really buy that. And this is coming from someone that has invested in Square since 2019. So I've seen the highs and I'm seeing the lows as well. And so if we go and have a look at the graph right now, this is on the weekly chart, we can clearly see that we are back again at that support line. We've been there in May, we've been there at the end of 2022. And this was a sort of resistance point back in March 2018. So yeah, more than 5 years ago. If you look at RSI, it's trending down. It's just beneath being neutral. MACD is still extremely bearish. I mean, to be honest, the whole fintech space, not just for Square, but every fintech player has been beaten down in 2023. It's been pretty brutal in that space. Now, some companies, you can already see some improvements. Some companies are profitable, some others that aren't. Well, the pain is maybe even justified. And so I'm currently debating whether or not should I double down, should I just do nothing, or should I sell to buy a company like PayPal, which is profitable, free cash flow, buybacks, shares, etc., or Adyen, one that has been beating down more than 50% in the last couple of weeks, but has an incredible business, great margin, free cash flow, good management as well. So that's what I'm debating with myself right now. Of course, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And don't worry, before I sell or do anything, I'll let you all know. So that will be it for this video. If you enjoyed this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.